Yo, what's your name? Obie. Hey, Paul. We signed him? We signed him?
What up guys, it's your boy Ali. Now in 1999, Eminem was dominating hip-hop. He was fresh off the release of his debut album, the Slim Shady LP. The album sold 283,000 copies in his first week, and it debuted at number 2 on the Billboard 200. Eminem's solo career was finally taking off. He was easily one of the biggest artists in the world at the time. Despite all the success that he was achieving, Eminem showed loyalty to his team by putting the spotlight on them and introducing the world to D12.
These chicks don't even know the name of my band, but they're all on me like they wanna hold hands.
When D12 released their debut album titled Devil's Night under Shady Records, the label started to achieve a level of success that most record companies could only dream of. The album debuted at number 1 on the Billboard 200. It sold 371,881 copies in its first week. The album was so well received that it achieved platinum status in a short amount of time. Devil's Night is a timeless album. It was important for the culture because it introduced a new sound and style to hip-hop. But most importantly, it introduced the world to the newest Shady Records signee, and he goes by the name of Obie Trice.
Obie Trice, real name, no gimmick.
Now, Obie Trice was discovered by Bizarre of D12. Obie Trice would visit Bizarre's place in Detroit and play him some music. At the time, Obie had a small underground buzz in Detroit, and the only thing he needed was a co-sign from a major artist in order to make it big. But little did he know that his friendship with Bizarre was about to change his life for the better. Bizarre had a copy of one of Obie's rap CDs. Bizarre liked what he heard so much that he met up with Eminem in person to play him the music. And coincidentally, in that moment, Obie gave Bizarre a call. Obie was only about 2 blocks away, so Bizarre invited Obie to meet them in person, and that's how Obie met Eminem for the first time.
Obie Trice, he had a nice little underground buzz in Detroit. He came to my house a couple of times. I was living on 7 Mile, and I thought the kid was amazing.
After Obie Trice signed to Shady Records, he put a decent amount of work in at the label. However, eventually that all came to an end, leaving his fans wondering what happened to Obie Trice on Shady Records. Now, one thing nobody can deny about Eminem is that it appears as though he does everything in his power to make sure that his artists win. In 2002, Eminem took Obie Trice on his anger management tour, and this is before Obie had an album out on Shady Records, but he believed in him so much that he felt that the world deserved to hear his talent. So when Obie spoke about his spot on the anger management tour, this is what he had to say. "Man, it feels wonderful. It feels beautiful to be on the Rock the Mic tour. The anger management tour was another beautiful thing. I loved that tour. That was the The first one in the States. When I walked out on stage and there was 25,000 people, 30,000 people saying Obie Trice's lyrics verbatim from front to back, hands in the air, wilding out. That was beautiful." By taking Obie on tour, Eminem exposed Obie to a lot of his fans. He was starting to build a name for himself through his performances on stage. However, the only thing left for him to do was to prove himself to Eminem and Shady Records. And on September 23rd, 2003, Obie got to do just that when he released his debut album on Shady Records called Cheers. The album debuted at number 5 on the Billboard 200 and sold 226,000 copies in its first week. Now, at the time, these numbers were pretty decent. The album received positive reviews from most critics, and in my opinion, this project is one of those rare ones where you can play it from beginning to end without skipping a track. Eminem was involved in a lot of production on the album. He appeared on 5 songs. The track list also had a heavy lineup with features from D12, Busta Rhymes, The Late Nate Dogg, G-Unit, and Timbaland. Needless to say, Obie Trice came through on this project, and as far as bars goes, he proved that he was a force to be reckoned with in the rap game.
I was doing a little freestyle and proof. He was asking me, "What's your real name?" I was like, "Obie Trice."
Cheers currently has over 1.2 million copies sold worldwide. This album put Obie Trice on the map, but soon after achieving all of this success, Obie Trice was involved in an altercation that almost took his life. On December 31st, 2005, Obie was in Detroit. He was in a popular night spot named Club Envy. He went there to meet up with Mike Epps because he wanted to get him on a song for his upcoming album. But by the time he got there, Mike Epps had already left, so Obie didn't stay in the club for very long. Now, after leaving Club Envy, Obie was driving on the large expressway by Wyoming Avenue with his daughter's mother. It was around 1 a.m. when he heard a whistling sound. When he looked back, he noticed a bullet hole in the back window, and that's when he realized that his car was under fire. About 6 bullets were fired at the car. One of those bullets ended up in Obie's head, but luckily it wasn't able to do any fatal damage. With nothing but his will to survive, Obie Trice managed to drive away from the attackers with the bullet still lodged in his head. And after getting to safety, the police found him and got him the medical attention that he needed. Obie was taken to Providence Hospital. The doctor decided to leave the bullet in his skull because it would have been unsafe to operate, and he was released from hospital the same day.
It was just a whistling sound coming through the back window. I looked back and I saw like it was a bullet hole. It was like instantly, once we turned around, like 5 bullets just came through the vehicle.
Having just escaped death, Obie decided to put his focus into his music, and on August 15, 2006, Obie released his second release under Shady Records called Second Rounds on Me. The album sold 74,000 copies in its first week and debuted at number 8 on the Billboard 200. Now that's a significant drop considering the first album did 226,000 copies in its first week. It implies that people were less interested in hearing Obie's second album. However, his core fan base was still there to support him. On tracks like Wake Up and Violent, Obie shows off his ability to tell a good story. The first 2 singles of the album, called Snitch and Cry Now, had that bouncy commercial sound that kept the songs on the radio. In essence, Obie did deliver a good album, but the hype around Shady Records was starting to decrease, and that's one of the reasons he didn't sell as well as his debut album. Now in June 2008, Obie left Shady Records, and a lot of people think that has to do with an issue with Eminem. However, according to Obie himself, the real reason he parted ways with Shady Records was because of a personal issue with Jimmy Iovine. Apparently Jimmy had a personal issue with Obie. Obie was a bit reckless at the time. He would arrive late for meetings, and this didn't leave a good impression on Eminem's boss. Now a lot of people assume that because Shady Records is Eminem's company, he has the final say. However, that's not the case because in the end Eminem had to do as Jimmy asked. The thing with Shady was it was an Interscope type situation. Me and Jimmy Iovine was having issues back then. I was kind of reckless, not on time, certain things, and he didn't want to further the project with me. So we tried to work it out, but it just didn't come to a head. So I had to do what I had to do. Eminem, you know, that's his boss. So he really didn't have any say so in that. It was more of a Jimmy Iovine, Obie Trice situation. That's still family though. Shady Records. As you know, Eminem is on the album doing production and performing, so we're still going to get this money together. Nothing changes that. And that's my brother forever. Me and M forever close. It was more so just a big company. You know, I was young, fresh out the hood, jumped into this music thing. It was a little overwhelming for me. I didn't seize the moment when I should have, so I had to move on, and that's just how things go. It's a business first, and that's just how it was. Everything cool. Those are still my people over there at Interscope and Shady. That's family for life. On December 15th, 2009, Obie released a compilation album under Mass Appeal Music called Special Reserve that consists of 10 tracks and 1 bonus track. He released the project as a teaser for his upcoming album. The project consisted of all the tracks he recorded with producer Moss from 1997 to 2000, and once again, Obie delivered something that his core fan base wanted to hear. In 2010, Obie was looking for a way to release his next album. He didn't want to sign with a major label because he had just got off Shady Records, and as a result, on April 22nd, 2010, news of Obie launching his own independent record label called Black Market Entertainment started to surface. On April 3rd, 2012, Obie finally got to release Bottoms Up through his label Black Market Entertainment. The album debuted at number 113 on the Billboard 200, and it came in at 5,000 copies sold in the first week. Without the Shady Records and Interscope team behind him, it appears as though Obie's sales numbers and relevancy have dropped substantially. However, regardless of the sales, Obie still managed to drop a quality project. And even though Obie is no longer on Shady Records, Eminem still shows respect to Obie by showing up on his album and assisting with his career whenever he can. Over the years, Obie Trice has been very active in the game. He has dropped 2 albums since Bottom Up. Obie's 4th album is called The Hangover, and it came out on August 7, 2015, and his 5th album, titled The 5th, came out on August 23, 2019. Obie's Spotify page gets over 1 million monthly plays. He's still very active in music. In fact, he recently jumped to the defense of Eminem when Nick Cannon and his goons came at him. At this point in his career, Obie Trice is in his 40s with nothing to prove. He still loves what he does, and he still approaches each song and project with the same passion he had when he got signed to Shady Records. I'm 41 years old, so I make music and I put it out when I feel like it. It's no rush for me. All the hype is gone for me, you know? That's the thing. We've been there, done that. I feel like I had an album done and I wanted to release it. I want to get back out here and see what the world think about it. That's it. Now we live in a time when seasoned rappers are still able to put out projects and go on tour because of their extensive catalog. And with all the work that Obie Trice has put in over the years, it's safe to say that he'll be very good for a very, very long time. That's if he finds a way to stay out of trouble. That's it for me, man. It's your boy Ali. What happened to Obie Trice in your opinion? Let me know in the comment section below. Also, if you have any video requests, be sure to let me know down below as well.